Hello everyone and welcome to this new live stream where today I'm going to answer some questions I've been asked a lot, especially about shaders on packages and how to use TSA Workshop to create your own packages where you can actually choose everything in it. So hi Sana, thank you so much for being here, and hi Felipe, just came to say hi. I'm working so much, so then I see you on YouTube. That's nice. Hopefully you can have a little pause. And hi Maxis Well, thank you so much for being here. This stream is especially dedicated to you because you're the one who asked me question about the subject. You one of the people on Discord who asked me that, because you're not the only one. There's been some other people asking me about that, and it's not that complicated to do, but without showing it, it could be complicated. So I'd rather explain it on stream, so you can also have a trace online, so I can after that point back to this video, because it's not complicated, but there's a lot of steps, and you shouldn't forget one of them, or we have to start again. So that's better to do it on stream. Hi Peregrination, and hi KGK Top GG. I don't know how to pronounce. How should I pronounce your name? Did you tape something on like randomly, like a cat on your keyboard? Is your cat choosing your name? And hi Mia, and hi Rustic Gamers. So Peewie's not here right now. She's a parasite for my boyfriend. She's like trying to keep him from watching his movie, you know, like going on his knees and staying forever standing with her ass facing his face, and taking forever to actually choose a position to sit. So she just like stay with the butt and like the tail like this. Did Pee-wee survive the jump scare on stream earlier? I think so. Pee-wee's like having jump scare all the time, even with the tiniest detail. Like I dropped my pen and she jump scared. So my guess is she will survive. Like she's seen worse. Like she's seen, you know, my keys falling. So yeah. By the way, I have an emote with Pee-wee on the chat if you're on Twitch. Hi Stephanie Charet. And I also added some rewards, some like how do you say, like channel reward. So now you can have hydrate. I draw some emotes if you want to, and if you have any ideas, if you want me to add any new ones, because I don't have any ideas. I guess we are missing some jokes yet, so we need to make more jokes. What else? I will show you my two newest sets. One is like out this weekend, and one is not out yet and will be tomorrow. It's a TSR exclusive. And then I will show you my work in progress with the actual set I'm working on. I'm actually not quite advanced, but I made like the main items, so I can show you some stuff. Hello, was about to sleep, but glad you're streaming, an excuse to actually go get something to eat. How is everyone? Hi, King Basie Sim, thank you for joining us. Save would be good to add to channel points. That's, yes, very good, because that's something that I don't do often enough. So I'm going to write that down. Save is a good idea. Yes. Cords behind my keyboard so it doesn't move. All right, so there we go. So this is something you probably saw. It's my latest set with for pets. So I need a door. So if you remember, if you were here when I did this item on stream, so this is supposed to be a cat tree. I'm going to make some space so they can use it. Yes. I had trouble making it functional because I think the Sims 4 Studio is bug in the way that if we change the Blender file, it completely messes up with the rings. So I tried to do something with like another one, and actually I choose to make a simpler one, meaning that now the cat will only be able to sleep in here. The other things are only decor, but at least he can sleep in here and it's not like flying around because of the rigs that were bugged. The cat were like way too high and way too weird, and it was not always the same spot, so that was not what I wanted. And I included dog house and a cat bed and a functional food dispenser, I think. So let's I think it's because there's already, is it? Okay, I'm going to buy it again. You love the chef so much, thank you. So let me buy a new one because I think you need it empty, so you can actually fill it. So let's see how everyone is using their stuff. There you go. There you go, and it goes in here. So everything's functional, and also I made a lot of color options. So you have like 14 color options to go with it, and some wooden swatches as well. So that's a cute one. I think the shelf is also my favorite. This set is so cute. I wish I had cats and dogs. I think it's one of my favorites. Like it's like in real life, when you have cats and dogs, it kind of adds some life in your household. So I like having like, especially like the cats. I think the dogs are kind of like in real life, more annoying in a way that you have to take them out all the time, and they are really demanding. So it's even worse when you're in an apartment, because you know he will be stuck inside and he really needs to go out to like go potty. So I think I got tired of having dogs, even if they are like super cute. But the cats are more independent, especially if you give them the trait about being independent. So that's cool. Then I made a new one. It's for TSR. It's quite simple, but I kind of like this kind of set because I'm really bad at building houses. So I'm always trying to look to some architecture stuff to make my build like more pretty without having the skill to actually make some, you know, landscape design, because I'm bad at landscaping, I think. So let's try something like this. we need to get rid of this decoration. It's probably from the time that when I made the spring one. Let's use a neutral white. And I really like anything that's industrial like this. I'm going to add a decoration box where the guy is, so I can take account. Oh, it's because I'm clicking on the dog. Take down decoration. Yes, thank you. So, what did I do? The set is named Gwenaël, which is a Breton name. So Breton is like the area on the west of France, like on the point. And hi Artemita, thank you so much for the follow. And it's basically around building. So what you have is like this arch that you can put in here. And the thing I like is actually making them like huge. So you can add some architectures to your build. So you can also like choose something like maybe not the medium one, maybe the short one. So you can give like a industrial look to your house. And then I made some, those are some shutters. So you need to place the window. So I made them so they could go with aurore or aurore. In French we say aurore. I don't know how to say it in English. Aurore. So there we go with my aurore or artus as well. So you can use the artus one as well. For example, tool. Especially for the horizontal one. So you can have, oh, thank you, Rustic Gamer. Thank you so much for subscribing. So you can have like shutters like this, and it also makes some nice shadows inside. If the sun is in the right alignment. Well, it's not. Anyway, so there's this. So you have like 2 tiles or 1 tile, and you have like all the heights. So short, medium, and tall. And I made an arch, which is not a door, which means it won't move, but I found a reference about this and I find it really beautiful. So you can either use it outside or you can use it like to break room, to divide room, for example. So let's say you have like a huge room like this and you want to make a separation between 2 areas. You can just use like the big one, which is the tall one, for example. And the seams will be able to cross. It's kind of, it acts like an arch. So these are new sets that will be coming out tomorrow on TSR. Yeah, very, very basic construction sets. You can also like make very long one entrance. Kind of. Hi Vixness. Sahif, I don't know how to pronounce your nickname. Let me know if you have any way you'd rather me say it. So there we go. There we go. Hope you like it. It's a small one, but hi, Mr. Orkan. Thank you so much, and thank you for the resub. It's Vanessa. Oh, Vanessa. All right. Enchantée, Vanessa. And hi, Mr. Orkan. Thank you so much. You are the nicest, always. So these are the new stuff from my week of work, and I started a new one, Hype Train. Oh, what is that? I never had that. What is a Hype Train? Nice. Yay, Hype Train. What do I need to do to complete it? If someone sums up, give bits. All right, good to know. Thank you. Yay, Hype Train. Thank you, them Simpson Arts, for your resub as well. That's super nice. What do we need? Oh, we are actually pretty close. Oh my! Thank you, Perry! Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Perry, for all the gift subs, and thank you, I am Louise, for the new subs for Dream is Crappy. You're the nicest. And what should I do with the train of hype? Should I make? I think I need to make new emoticons. I think that will be my next addition to the channels. I need to draw more. More emotes. Thank you for the gift again. You are all so nice and generous. Thank you. All right, so now I'm going to show you my next set, and hopefully you'll be able to have it quite quickly. Absolutely. Pee-wee is already there. Look, I made Pee-wee. This is Pee-wee. I need to make maybe more emotes with Pee-wee. I think the more accurate one could be one where she's angry. Because actually I have a theory about Pee-wee. And that is that she's probably, she has, how do you say in English, schizophrenia, I think. So she has like a double personality. There is the cute cat, which is Pee-wee, and she's like very loving, and she's always purring, and she's like, she likes cuddles, and suddenly, poo-poo take over, and Poo-poo is like very dark, big eyes, and scratching and using her claw to like destroy everything. Pee-wee with cheesecake. No, that was in the past. That was my mother's mistake. I hope she won't be falling in the food spiral again. Now she's having the special, because oh, there she is. She's having a special diet because I brought her to the vet because she's got allergy, and we don't know what she's allergic to. So we changed everything, and now we're trying to remove one by one the stuff we changed to see if like it go back to normal, and it doesn't. There's another cat, it's not mine. That's a big one. I think it's named Pumbaa. I think it's the neighbor one. Anyway, so I wanted to do a wedding set, but Ravashin reminded me that there is the new wedding set that is going to be released very, very soon. I think it's in 11 days now. So I should wait, especially since I want, if I want to include some new, 17. Hi, Leslie Mariam, strong, loving you all, your CC, thank you so much. So yeah, 9 days. I'm really bad at counting. Thank you, Laura, and welcome, Laura. So if I want to include some, oh, thank you, yay! We have the new hype train. I also can't wait for the wedding pack. I watched the trailer today. I first saw the short one on Instagram, and then I saw like the longer one, and I'm really amazed. For me, it has everything I was expecting from it, like more interaction about the reading. Like I always thought when I was like wedding my characters that the wedding were too short, and everything that was around, I kind of made it, kind of like go buying the dress and try to organize, but you know, we had nothing. And also we had no interaction with like the guests, so I felt like the event was going too fast, and we didn't have time to actually talk with the guests. And sometimes the guests like go and eat the cake before the wedding is over, or kind of like that. So I'm super excited with the new one. So I decided to wait so I could have a better view about all the new item will be, so I can try to make use. Although I'm not versed well enough yet to cake and edible food, so I'm not sure I will be able to make an edible cake right away, but I will try. Maybe I can ask some creator to make me a tutorial about that, because the one I made for the Catherine set is just a snack. It's so it's like very easy to do, but I still don't know how to make like cookable stuff, and I'm kind of guessing that the new cakes will have more option and interaction, like cutting the cake together and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'll be able to, you know, tuning is definitely not my strong fit. So maybe I will wait for Ravashin to do something awesome, and then I'll try. Yeah, there's a new neighborhood, and by the way it looks, it could be something like Tuscany or Italian or something like that. I think it's called like Tartosa or something like that. Your cat is allergic to mice? No, I don't think so. I think I actually don't know if she's really allergic. Right now, everything we try doesn't work. So our last guess is she's too anxious, or she's got like a skin something, so like a skin disease maybe. So it's kind of difficult to treat stress. So we have a new like plug that pours some relaxing oil, essence oil, and I have some drops that I can put on her foot that's supposed to relax her, but she's definitely not relaxed. She's never relaxed. So next try will be next month, where we will do some more tests on her skin to see if she's got a skin something. I just went and downloaded the Ravishing website later and need like 84% of it anyway. Yeah, Ravishing mods are awesome because she makes really unique stuff, like really things that we can't find anywhere else, and she makes the gameplay so much better. I thought the new neighborhood looked like the Côte d'Azur. Yeah, well, Côte d'Azur and Tuscany is like very close, so it's basically the same kind of area. So that could be both, and maybe maybe they take inspiration in Mediterranean atmosphere. Eat tuna? No, she doesn't eat tuna. She's trouble with the other cat outside, so like she wants to be in but with the window open so she could like tease him but still be safe, and yeah, she's annoying. Oh, we have a new emote. Do I have enough emotes? I need to make more emotes. I also will try to make an animated one. That should be fun challenge. Someone told me in Spain there's a city called Tortosa. Is it? Let me look. Oh yeah, right, you're right. It's in Catalonia. I also thought it was South of France, Italy seashore. Yeah, Côte d'Azur, South of France, and Italia is very close in terms of aesthetic. Hi, Sklos. Thank you for being here. Welcome. It's a game pack, King Basie. So we'll get new neighborhoods. We'll get like new gameplay. I really like new game pack. The only one I haven't bought yet is Monkey Merobi, the Snowy Escape one. But I think I'm pretty sure I will end by buying it because I like the Japanese stuff, but because I don't play with the Maxis Match base game stuff. I know. I really like the skiing, hiking stuff. I might end by buying it. I like the Japanese inspiration, but I want to do Japanese stuff one day. It's my least favorite. The Snowy Escape one is your least favorite, Mr. Okan? Why is that? Because of the Japanese inspiration or because it doesn't really add some new stuff? Yeah, Star Wars is also my least favorite, but it's not game pack. It's like I don't know, stuff pack. It's a smaller one. Because of the snowy atmosphere. Oh, maybe you don't like going to the mountain and stuff like that, like all the ski holidays. But I do agree that it can be a bit tiring. Like for example, I'm playing Animal Crossing right now, and I'm super tired of the snow. Like I barely played the last days because I just want to be spring so I can like renovate all my island, because I'm very tired of the snow. It's like make the atmosphere so cold and white, and I want some nature, I want some color. So yeah, I understand. It's not a get back, it gave us a new world and aspiration in 6. I think it's not a new world. It's like kind of like the jungle one. It's like an escape world. It's something you can go on vacation, but it's not somewhere where you can build. By the way, new CC looks great as usual. Thank you so much. Snowy Escape, Discover University, Dream Home Decorator are next on my buy list. I was very disappointed by Dream Home Decorator. I think the furnitures are like really nice. People are really happy with them, but since I don't use them, the gameplay that comes with it, the gameplay of house decoration is like so buggy. I like it. Hi, Not Raccoon, thank you for the follow and for the subscribe, and welcome in. And MCSZ Bree on YouTube. Thank you for the subscribe. It's 60 here. How much is that? 60. 60 is with your weird American. What is 15? 15 is okay. 15 is not cold for me. Anyway, so what's new today? I'm working on a nursery, and I'm working with Panda Sama, so I could make some of her item with mine, like remeshing some of her item. I just want to get to work and dine out for gameplay and to make working shops. Yeah, those are both, I think, my favorites together. I really like the restaurant gameplay. I think I have them a lot. The restaurant, the bakery, and the shops. So there you go. These are my items I made so far. So it's again a bit rattan theme. So I'm going to show you the amazing work of Panda Sama, because this is a crib that will be functional with babies if you have the invisible crib mode, which means I will put the description in the download post on my Patreon post. Basically, it's like an invisible crib, and if you put it above the crib, then when the baby will be born, it will be using this crib, and you can put like the teddy, so you don't lost it. In case you don't know where is it or you want to remove it, you can use that one. But you can also use it with a toddler, so that's why I made a toddler. So for example, put Francisco to crib. Just taking his time. Why? Oh, I think maybe the pillow is too close. Why can't I teleport him? I just want the sectional sofa and the shelves. When it comes to packs, I usually buy because of one of two things I really want. Since the game as a whole can be disappointing sometimes, but I love Sims so much. I look for small reasons to buy. Yeah, well, I think the wedding one is really making things better. So let's make them happy. And Sydney make happy. Okay. Now put Francisco to bed. Oh, I think it's because actually the entrance is the other way. What are you doing? Stop it. There. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? So you can put the toddler, so there is a little bit of weird animation. That's because I changed the height, so they can be both compatible for kids and for babies. So there is just this little animation
Ninja Frosh.
And also this is something hydrangea
Thank you,
chainsaw
Shusha.
she helped me move the rigs so people can
Iba
actually sit on the floor with like the legs crossed.
Enzanuk.
So that's really good because it's so much better than what we tried to do on stream a month ago. So people can sit and be like more natural about it. I didn't animate it to Crib. It's Panda Sama who did, and she. So you will need to download her modes, but I remesh hers. I also used her changing mat. So this one is also one of my favorite from Panda Sama.
Bombadoy.
Because basically instead of like having to teach them how to potty, you can use this in the meantime. So basically he will change him on the table.
May pick Yimbara.
Is this it? No, it's not out yet. It's work in progress. I think I'm having like maybe 15 items planned for the moment. I will show you my inspiration right after. So it's not finished yet. Salut, bonsoir Gabin, et merci pour le follow. Nice, can't wait. Yeah, me too. So for now, I have this crib. I also have this mirror. Took me forever because I actually meshed it like in very high polygons and then I bake it on a very simpler way. Same with the bed. The bed took me 2 days. And this is the pillow. I made the rug and the wallpaper as well is new. I think I made like several colors. So this is the original one. It's the blue one. So you have like gray, light gray, you even have a black one, and you have pink and light blue and beige, so many colors. So all of these are very, very inspired, like a kind of completely remaking an image I found on Pinterest, and I really liked like all the chosen item for the nursery, so I kind of remaking everything. Hi, Athenius Benas, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So basically, that's the nursery. So I really like almost everything. The wallpapers, I think the bed is probably my favorite. Like the craftsmanship of all the wicker, like the work. All the details are really amazing, except maybe all the pillows, you know, you have to put a baby at the end. I wish I could load mine, but my laptop can only take one Sims game at a time. Oh, because Insta Sims 2 must be very old. And hi Oscar Selike, thank you for joining us. So basically I still need to do so today we are going to make that lamp because I want to teach you how to use the transparency in the shaders. So we are going to take an item that doesn't have transparency and we are going to add it. I also have Sims 1 installed on the external, but I have yet to get it to run. I'm determined. Yes, yay, a reason to have Sim kids. Love it. Yay. The toddlers are kind of cute, I think. The babies are annoying, but the toddlers are cute. Then I took this one, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I really like this lamp, so I'm probably going to add this sailing lamp with rattan. I also made this mirror that you can see here, that I really like that as well. What do I have? Yeah, this. I'm making this shelf where you can hang some clothes. So I'm actually almost done with the meshing, but because of the stream I couldn't finish it. But it's like already cluttered, but we have some slots so you can hang some clothes in here. I haven't finished teddy bear yet. So I'm almost done with that one. Then maybe this mirror as well. I really like this basket too. It looks like a little dino with wicker. It's like super cute. This is a lovely room. Yes, the lady that made this has really good taste and probably a lot of monies. So yeah, I really like how they use like both sides of it. It's kind of the same. I think it's the same idea from the other inspiration. So yeah, I have like, and also I want to add from Panda Sama the rocking house. I think it's like super cute. Where is it? Like she has a working rocking house that I think I would be able to use. I haven't checked yet everything, but I will make like a old school wooden one. Kind of. There, and maybe also the bedroom swing, like something wicker as well, like rattan something, and both adults and kids can go and sit, and they can have like interaction about like imagining stories and stuff. So I'm going to try and use one. I also want to focus for once in clutter, because usually I make furnitures, but I don't have that much clutter in it to decorate. So I want to add some more, like, you know, this cute basket is like super cute. I will finish this shelf. I might add some decoration for like the shelves and everything. I already made some diapers and product last time in my Soren set. So, and yeah, this I don't like that much. And this is too adult. So I don't know, maybe like some nice clutter like this. I don't know. I'll see where do I go, and if I don't get tired as well. I lost my window. It's like, where are you guys? I see Animal Crossing designs. Do you? Looks like my sim staying pregnant until this is released. Yeah, don't push too much. I'm hoping I could release this maybe Friday or Saturday. I hope. This is too hard. Yeah, it's like, okay, the lamp we are going to do today, I do it because I wanted to do some transparency, and also because it's a beautiful lamp. I actually succeeded to like find it, like the shop that actually sell it, so I have like a clear image of it. But really putting that kind of, this is metal in a baby room, that looks super dangerous to me. So I think it's a kind of weird choice for a baby's room. Hi, little Dika, thank you for joining. Welcome. Yeah, it's very fancy. It's a very beautiful lamp, but baby room is like a weird choice. I would not put that in a baby, and it doesn't look really steady. And it's too fancy for a baby. Also, all the wicker stuff is probably not the best for babies as well. But it looks nice. And so yeah, there's a lot of inspiration that you can find. It's like also for the picture, obviously, but practically it will never stay like this. And I still feel that we could probably find a compromise between something that is like beautiful in design and something that is actually functional. Looks extremely expensive, yeah. Well, you know. This I'm probably going to keep it for my next kid room. I don't know, maybe it's two room. This is not kid room. Obviously, this is nope. Oh, thank you, Mamadek, for the resub. Mamadek is my first subscriber, actually. My very, very first subscriber. How much was that lamp? Don't remember. Let me look. Dangerous but cute. Yes, definitely. Is it that one? Nope. Nope. I don't know. I lost it. Okay, do all those websites look really, really suspicious? Basically, it's like 100, so it's not that expensive. Anyway, I think that would be more suitable as a sailing lamp in real life. Babies probably grab and check it after a few months. Yes, definitely. Definitely. To be honest, a lot of people on Insta just use those items for pictures. Yeah, I think so too. Hi, Florida. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Yeah. I think it's just settings because there's no way in real life this nursery could like stay like this, or maybe if you have like a full-time maid or something. But yeah, that looks way more pretty, way too pretty to be just spray with poop and pee. I'm not sure that room is actually used. Definitely not. Anyway, so we are going to make this lamp today, or at least we are going to try and start making it, because it's been an hour almost already. So I'm going to sit. So we'll see. But I also wanted to focus on how to create our own package and how to change the shader to add transparency, because we won't mesh those. We are going to create the texture first with Substance Painter, and then we are going to use it to mesh our item. So she probably leave the baby to nanny as well. Yeah, definitely. My cousin actually had a nursery that was always neat, but she was particular, so it wasn't a shock. Was she working? Because one of my best friends had twins, and she's working. Her husband is working, and definitely keeping a neat place is impossible. Right now, she's not living; she's surviving. It's chaos. It's chaos. I don't know how she does it. Yeah, and two boys. They are like 1 year and a half. It's so much energy. Yeah, you can tell I don't have kids, so I'm easily scared. Anyway, so I'm thinking what we are going to start. So we could start by making the texture, or I will start by making the package first. It's tough to keep a house that neat while working and having kiddos. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I barely have time myself to do anything, and I don't have any kids. And I'm responsible for my own schedule, so I'm not even having some deadlines with work and anything, but I'm still super busy all the time. But at least my house is neat because I don't have kids, like throwing stuff around everywhere. Lol, yes, full-time job and work and mom. She's basically superwoman. Yeah, I bet she is. I don't know anyone who could handle 2 boys, full-time job, and take care of a family like she does. Yeah, and she's also 40 years old, so she's definitely don't have the same energy, like 20 people can have when they have their first. So I'm completely super impressed by her. Oh boy, 2 boys, but still better than 2 girls. I've babysit a lot of kids since I was teen, and boys were always easier. Really? Well, those one are like easy because they are super docile. Is it the right word? Like they are they do what you tell them to do, but they are just running and hiking and jumping and trying to go everywhere, and they just it's now they're getting big, but before that you try to create a place where they can be safe with a lower attention, because usually when I go see her I like to actually be with her, but there's no way we can have a proper conversation with one of them trying to escaping, breaking out and jumping and going on the television and trying to catch that super fragile stuff. And boys are way easier, girls are the way ones. I'm tired of you. Yes, she went to my place once with both of them, and yeah, I'm tired. I was tired. I wish I could be like her one day, but I know I could never handle everything without help. I don't think I could either, honestly. I would be too scared, Oh, you got twins! Yay, no. Anyway, so today I'm going to teach you something that it's not explained everywhere and it's very annoying. So maybe I will actually make a short-term version of this video so I can redirect people to it, because it's super useful. We are going to use TSR Workshop, which is the another software kind of like Sims 4 Studio that we can use to make CC. The reason I don't use it is first, I think the UE is like very what's the word? Unintuitive. And also it's very slow. It doesn't handle 2K texture, which is fine for me because I rarely use it, but I know some people does. But this software has also a lot of perks that Sims 4 Studio can't handle. So there is basically some perks and cons for both software. My favorite is Sims 4 Studio, but this one has a lot of stuff that you can do which the other one can't. So using both of them is actually good. And also I think that Andrew, which is the developer of Sims 4 Studio, is no longer interested in doing a software development. He's barely updating Sims 4 Studio now. Whereas TSR Workshop is still developed kind of slowly and not regularly, but I think TSR is probably going to improve it in the future. And I'm kind of thinking that if Sims 5 is released, for now our only option would be TSR team to make a software that we be able that will allow us to create content. So I'm kind of trying to support them now because I really want this in the future. So I'm trying to use it more and trying to give them review about what's not working. And for me, obviously, it's something that I forgot to say, but for me right now, that the thing that really don't works is that the plugin to export and import Blender file. So that's the main reason I basically can't use it, because I can't import Blender file in TSA Workshop. So people in TSA that uses like Maya or like other 3D software has plugin that works, so they basically use all of them TSA Workshop, but Blender doesn't work. So for me, if I want to use TSA Workshop, I need to use a breed like Milkshape. So I need to basically export my item in OBJ, then import them in Milkshape, then import them in TSA Workshop. And if my item has vertex groups, then it doesn't work. And that's the reason it took me so long to make stairs, because TSA Workshop is actually the only software that can make stairs, or actually help you make stairs, because the software is not complete, so you can't really make stairs, but you can generate a package to make stairs, and also the only one to make fences. Hi Elena, welcome in. My neighbors growing up had 3 girls and a baby boy, and second cousin had 3 boys, my cousin 2 boys, 2 girls, and now my brother has 3 girls. That's a lot of babies. Girls were always the one from my experience, but yeah, there are exceptions. Still, I'm glad I don't have to do it all the time and just for a few hours time. Yeah, my boyfriend has a twin, and he says that they were little demon when they were little. Well, not only when they were little, even when they were teen, they were kind of a nightmare for their parents, like so much scary. Anyway, so we are going to create a new project and select objects. One of the cons of this software, as you can see, it's very slow, but it also a mess. That you will see that the categories are completely wild and definitely not in the right order, so it can be sometimes difficult to look for the item you were looking for. So for us lighting, it will be kind of easy, at least. So now we are going to find something that suits our needs. So what we need is a lamp, a floor lamp. So usually for lamp, it's better to select something that is kind of the size that what you want, because moving around the light source is very difficult and confusing. So it's easier. I'm going to close this. It's easier to where is it? Have something that is already the right size. Also, I'm going to use base game 1. So that's another thing I don't like about this, that you can't filter. In Syboulette Studio you can. So I want a base game 1 that is a floor one. Yes, and ideally we want something that already has transparency. So for example, anything that will have glass will have transparency. I will actually use Syboulette Studio to look for the mesh that I want, and then I'm going to look for the name, because it's really annoying. My mom basically raised almost all the nieces and nephews. She told me the other day, after my nephew washed the paint off the wall, that she's glad she never had boys because they are problematic. She's glad she never had boys. Hello from Chile. Hi, Lisette Romina. So base game, and I want light. Let's find a sailing lap. That's maybe that one. I'm not sure if it has some transparency. Okay, let's see if it does. No, it doesn't. So you can see right away, drop shadow and fang. Fang is like solid color, so it doesn't. So let's try a new one. So this one I'm almost sure it doesn't have. I'm going to take a short pause to kiss my boyfriend goodnight. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Hi back, look who I found. And hi Just a Lulu. So Peewie's here. She's always like usual thrilled. You can see like she really likes being cuddled. Yes. Yeah, she doesn't like to be humble. Well, she likes it, but only when she wants. When she decides that it's the time like to be cuddled, because if not, then it's not the right time. Fine. So I think this has alpha, but I'm not sure about the size. I never used that item. And off she goes. Yes, you have to be very quick. Yeah, she's cute. So if we don't find the one we want, we could always take another lamp, and then we are going to import the light resources to be the right size. Because I don't think there's one that actually fits my need. Because this one is saying dot share. So does it has a like a candle? My husband is allergic to cats. I had to remove my 2 Russian blue cats I had. Oh, that's so sad. So sad. But yeah, it's my cat is so difficult. She doesn't like to be petted. Yeah, mine neither. She likes but really when she wants it, and in a very short time, like she comes on my side, and I can like cuddle like for like 2 minutes, 5 minutes max, and then she's like okay. Or I can just let her be on my lap and don't touch her, and then that's fine. But then I also don't have to move too much. So if I like continue working and I'm using my hand, because you know I need my keyboards, and like after 10 minutes she's like and she's gone. So she's she's precious, and you have to do everything she says. Okay, so option 2, we are going to take like this table lamp, and I'm going to import the light resource from a surface one. So this is this will be so this set is named Coraline, which is one of my friends here that had baby a year ago. So kind of for her baby. Her baby's name is Raphael, and I already made a kit set with Raphael, so now it's her name, Coraline. Palm lamp. So for the description, I always copy paste the same one here. Okay. So here we have this really weird UI. There's some pro and con about this. The pros is that it will actually shows you the shadows. It will shows you a lot of things, like it's supposed to show you like the specular. If you have the slot you can actually move there in here. You can rotate them in here. So there's a lot of stuff that is better in TSR Workshop, even if the interface is not really friendly and intuitive. What we are interested in is in the mesh tab. We have all the LODs, and here we have all the mesh cuts, and these do's can be edited. So that's what interested us. For example, the group 0, if you don't know which one is which one, you can actually go invisible true and put it to false, and it will hide it. So if I don't know which one is it one, for example, I kind of guessing that group 2 will be the glass, I can go in true and false, and it will remove it, so I can see that this one is this one. So that's, for example, how I create my package without drop shadows. I can just select the put shadows and right click, remove. And that's it. The only detail is that I will need to do it for every level of detail. So for the medium one and for the low one. Another nice thing that is very useful is you can duplicate an existing mesh cut. So for example, if I wanted this lamp to have 2 textures, I could just right click on my group 1 and duplicate. And then I will have another group 2. And this one will have in my material a separated texture. So basically I can put any number of texture I want in my package. And because it's kind of long to do, the best is like to make some object with like I'm making, for example, I have an object for plants that has already all the settings for plants with 3 textures. So every time I'm making plants, I'm always cloning the same one. So you kind of spend a little time making your own packages, and then you can clone them with Sims 4 Studio infinitely. But before saving and importing in Sims 4 Studio, to actually have separated texture in this, I will need to recreate new texture. First, I created a second texture on the low load. I will obviously need to do it in medium load and to do it again in high load. So you need to do it in every load of your package. Then you will have to make sure that all of them has the same name. So here we can see that the new one, salut Julien, merci, travaille bien et à la semaine prochaine. Et bonne soirée. For example, we see that the new mesh cut is like 0x37. If I go to the medium one, it's 37, so that's right. And if we go to the low one, it's the right one. I'm saying that because this is kind of experimental from Sims 4 Studio, and it don't always work. It doesn't always work. So most of the time it works, sometimes it doesn't, and obviously the more you duplicate, the less it will work. Another thing that you can do is by clicking in here, you can actually change the shader. So that's a bit easier than in Sims 4 Studio, where you have to look in several places and it's kind of buried. And the thing that it does better than Sims 4 Studio is like if you change to any other shader, it will change all the parameters with what is supposed to go with that shader. For example, if you go in Sims 4 Studio and you have a Fong, which is a solid color, and you change it to Fong Alpha, which is supposed to has transparency, it will not add the alpha mask thresholds and the alpha blended that it's needed to actually have transparency. So most people, they go to the shader, they put Fong Alpha, and they say it doesn't work. And that's because you are supposed to also add some settings, which is the alpha mask threshold, the alpha blended, and so on. But TSR Workshop will do it for you. So if I choose, for example, Fong Alpha, it will ask you, do you want to populate the shader with the default value? And you say yes, and it will actually change to what this shader is supposed to have in here. So preparing a package with that one is usually better than changing everything in Sims 4 Studio, because in that one you're less likely to make a mistake. That being said, sorry, I'm talking too much. Now, that being said, if I'm exporting right now my package, I'm going to do it right now so you can see what's happening. So do you want to render? We say no. So if I'm exporting right now and I'm opening it with Sims 4 Studio, because I didn't change anything, I will actually missing the texture. You can see that in the warehouse, I don't have any texture. I don't have the specular map. I don't have the normal map. I don't have the diffuse map. So actually, if I add swatches, it will add the one that is from the package, but I still won't have any normal. I thought that sound was my computer and I was very confused for a moment. What sound? But I will still missing the normal and specular map. So Windows alert sounds. So yeah, it happens all the time when I'm watching some streams and the alert songs like go somewhere. And TSA Workshop loves alert songs. It's like full of alert songs all the time. It's really annoying. So if I want to have these new maps taken in consideration, I will need to change them in here before exporting. So, and I will also need to do it for all the groups. First one is the diffuse. So for now, for example, you can just put like any picture. It doesn't matter because you will replace it later. So I usually use my blank texture to so it's easier to recognize them. So let's say the blue one will be my diffuse texture. Okay. Normal map, I will put the blank one. Hi Elisa Marie, thank you for being here and thank you for the follow. So I'm going to use my blank normal map. All right. The specular map, I'm going to use my shiny one. So the blue light will be the specular map. All right. Then I will need to change it for the second one as well. And here it's important because if you want, like in the example, to have the same one, so for example, by default, this object uses Fong and Fong alpha, but it uses one texture for both. So if you want to keep it that way, I'm going to, in my alpha map, not clicking import, but browse. And here I can just choose the one I imported first. So we said the diffuse was the blue one. And diffuse is the blue one. Usually the alpha and diffuse are always the same. Because they use the transparency of the diffuse to make the alpha map. And normal map, I can just relink with like my blank normal, and same with specular. So if I'm not going to use a specular normal map, sorry, I can just link all three of them to the same one. But if I want to have a different one, then I will need to create each of them for each of them. Obviously, you will need to do that for the medium load as well. And here you will have to actually relink with any texture that you already selected. Because if not, you will have to put separately a new texture for medium load, for low load, and at the end, if you have like more swatches, it will completely explode the weight of your item. I don't know if you still following, if it's not too complicated to follow, and if you understand everything, especially Maxis World is. This was especially for you. If not, you'll still be able to rewatch it, but I want to make sure that you got this and you understand what I'm doing, I think, hopefully. Got it. Great. So I'm not going to use this because I basically just want to use the Fong alpha, and also I want to show you how to edit in Scenes for Studio as well. But I wanted to show you this part of TSR workshop, especially for creating custom package. So we are just going to change this material so I can actually export it and show you the results. So for example, we said this one is okay. Oh, actually you don't have to do it for medium, high, and low load. It's automatically all of them. So you just need to edit all three of them, and that's it. You don't have to do it for all loads. It's already taken care of, so that's good. So basically, we will have different spec map in that one, and the third one will have. So we need to find a new diffuse map. So I'm going to use my blank one, or maybe more likely my empty snow one. Okay. And then the normal map, I'm going to use an empty one, but it will be a different one. This is way more complicated than I originally thought. Thank you so much for all your very hard work. You're very welcome. But this is a kind of advanced. It's not everyday CC creation, and most creators don't do that. This is really for people that kind of trying to make stuff out of the box. So specular map, different one, all right. And then if I export it now, you can see that we will have 3 textures. So we have 1, 2, 3. So each of them is like different, and we don't have drop shadows anymore. So when I will be creating my package, I basically have 2 solid, 1 alpha. And if I go in the warehouse this time, I will have all the texture, so I can edit everything. And if I'm lost and I don't know, because I use the same one, I don't know which one is which one, I can always go to model load, like the checkered one. The checkered one is usually the solid one. You wouldn't even have to load the game. No, sorry. So if you use your normal specular map you created, you will be able to look at the item like it was in game. That was that's more. I think so. I never tested it because, like I said, I don't have the Blender plugin, so I can't really change the mesh because I would have to like put it through OBJ, mix shape, and re-export, and that was too much of it. But I heard it was. I think I saw something about it. I don't know. This is something you can try, but because we don't have the Blender plugin, it's kind of useless if we can't change the mesh, because we can't really see the results about normal specular map. So if you don't know which one is which one, for the specular map and your normal map, for example, especially which one is which mesh cut, for example, you can always go in the checker one model law, which is supposedly the one with 000 is the first one. You go in data, mesh, edit item, and you click on one of them. So if I want to see which one is the normal map of this one, I go in the 4th edit item, so 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and I will select since TSR workshop kind of create a lot of useless ones, so I never know which one is supposed to be which one. So let's click on that one. And here you will have normal map is the one that starts with 5D, spec map is the one with 5D, so yeah, that's not really helpful. So 5D finishing by AF and 5D finishing by B2. So when I come back, I can find the one is 5D, and obviously there's none. That's why it's TSR workshop is so annoying. So the right one should be probably that one. So 55 is the normal map, 28 is the spec map. There we go. This is the normal map, and 28, this is the specular map of our first. So then you just take notes, and then you can know which one is the normal map of which mesh cut. Basically, with this technique, you can create anything. So if, for example, when I made my ratatouille set, so it's the set with the restaurant. Where is it? Ratatouille. I made a dine out chef cooking station. And because I really wanted to add a lot of details, because it's a very big item, I wanted more textures. And because it also has a lot of functionality and it needs a game pack, I needed to add a second texture. So with TSR workshop, I made this package with 2 textures. I removed the drop shadow, and it has 3 different mesh cuts, and also because it has some what we call geometry state. So that's something you can't really change. So I needed all the geometry state, but I needed to have two texture to have my texture more precise. So that's the technique I used, for example. Are you from America? No, I'm not. I'm French. I think it's kind of obvious because I have a very strong French accent, apparently. So this is how I made it. And basically any of my sorry, I'm kind of losing my words. Plants. Any of my plants usually have 2 to 3 texture. Usually because I have like one texture for the bark, one texture for the leaves, and sometimes one texture for the planter. Salut Erwan. Like those flowers, for example, they have also 3 textures, and because I think like the button was yellow, the leaves, and I separate all of it so I can have the bigger one, because when you will use transparency for plants, the bigger the texture of the plant, the less crisp and crisp and pixel you will get. Can we make goblins on The Sims? Yeah, you can. You can use CIS stuff to edit it, and yeah, you can. Everything's possible in The Sims. There you go. I also use this when I made my lifts, especially since one of them really needed some different texture. What is it? Lofts? No, it's I don't even remember how I called. Yeah, lift set. Because one of them, so I basically used dry machine lifts, and one of them had glass, so I needed to change the shader to have glass in it. So it doesn't show as glass, but it's supposed to be glass. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to duplicate this. I need only to remove. What did I do? So I'm just going to keep group 1 and group 2, which is Fong and Fong Alpha. I'm going to do it for the medium one as well. I'm not going to do it for the low one because I'm going to delete the low one. So just removing this one. But I will need to put this better. So basically this is the solid one. We created this, but for my second group, I actually want a separate one. So I will need this texture. And so it says like, do you want to replace or do you want it to be a new texture? And because the previous one we had was already the one from the first mesh cut, I want to create a new texture. So I will click no, which is not really obvious. All right. And then I need the alpha map to be the same. So that will be the latest one that we created. Removing the low is easier in Sys4 Studio or TSA Workshop. It's easier in Sys4 Studio. I'm not even sure it's possible in TSA Workshop actually. So while we're here, I'm going to remove some of the stuff. Because I'm not sure. To be sure that I don't have any unnecessary texture. I'm sorry for all the Windows alerts. I told you that TSA Workshop was very yeah. Okay, done. Normal map. I'm going to create a new one. So that will be and spec map. I'm going to use another one. Okay, so let's check. So we had one blue here, normal map and spec map. And in here we have two black, normal map and spec map. And we should have one blue, one black. Yes, all right, done. Okay, yes. Let's export it and check it. It's easy and it's for studio, definitely. So no thumbnail render, and this one will, we'll override that one. So let's let's open it. So now we can see that we have Fang and Fang Alpha. Also in our medium and low we don't have, we have still the 3 texture, but that's okay because I'm going to delete the low one. I just want high and medium. It's more than enough. Here I can also delete the last one. Actually, I'm going to do it by at last. It's the 2 one. You can see when it finishes by 0, it's the LOD 0. When it finishes 1 is 1 and 2 is 2. So the low medium is that one. So I can delete it. I will also need a floor lamp light resource. So for example, I made a surface lamp. Hi, Shroomy, welcome in. Which set? I made this. That one? Nope. Too small. Too small. I think that's it. Not that one. Dorian maybe? No, that was a build one. Galet. Lamp. No, I made a wall lamp. It's been a long time since I made I think the Laura one has one. Floor lamp, yeah. There you go. So here I'm going to take the, I'm not even sure it's the right one because it's kind of deported. I don't know if I edit it or not. I will see. If yes, I will look for another one out of stream. I just want you to show you guys how to do it. So I'm taking the light and hit export, and I'm going to save it as light. You can see that if I use edit item, it's a lamp shade night. Let's close it. And if I open my Coralline Pine lamp and I go check the light one, for now it's a lampshade night, but you can see it's yellow. And if I change it by importing the other one, it's yellow. All right, it's not really working. Yeah, it worked. We just sometimes you need to save and reopen to take the change in consideration. So there we go. Now we have this item. We are going to create the new item, and then we are going to edit all of it so it will be functional. Before that, we are going to create the texture for our leaves, what we are calling leaves. So this is like one branch. The nice thing I did with TSI workshop compared to just cloning directly from Sims Found Studio is that even if I kept two separated Fong and Fong Alpha, I actually doubled the texture. So now we will have all the space on one of the texture, which is the transparent one, to make the branch with the leaves, and all the other details can be in here. So we have all the space in the world to make our leaves. And as I said before, transparency is not always beautiful in The Sims. The more tiny the texture will be on your texture, the more crisp you will have around, especially when you zoom out. So it's always best if you have the bigger texture possible. That's why when I'm doing plants, I have like one texture for the leaves, one texture for the flower. That really makes the final object better than having just like all the plants in one space. Now we are going to create the texture, and I'm going to show you a technique using Substance Painter to create a kind of trompe-l'œil illusion of metal branch. For that, I'm going to draw my branch using my Wacom tablet, and I'm going to use alpha brushes. So first, I'm going to launch my utility to clear my memory. All right. And I'm going to open Photoshop and Substance Painter. I'm also going to take my Wacom, which is here. You can see I have the A5 one, so I can draw. I'm going to plug it. There we go. And I have the pen, magic pen, and everything I will do on my tablet. You can see that now I can draw. So first we are going to create the alpha. Basically what we are going to do, let me put back the image. Basically everything that is solid, which means the lamp itself, I won't do this, but just the lamp itself and those two metal stuff, I'm going to do it in Fong. The bubble, the light bulb, I can do it in the Fong Alpha, but I will do it like on the side at the end of it. It's not really important. And here we have the leaves. So because I have this space, I basically considering making one big leaf like this and another one like this, so I can have, oh, you took hydrate. Thank you, Alexa. I mean Maxis Sissy World. You need to hydrate, people. Also stretch. For me it's midnight, so it's a bit late for stretching, but you can also stretch. I also did too much push-up yesterday, so I have my arms killing me. I also hurt my knee again. I'm so angry with my knee. My knee is not cooperating. So for those who doesn't know, I'm a very active person. I work out a lot, and I did martial art a lot when I was younger. And I kind of use all my knee capital in my life. So I have old lady knees right now. So I'm missing some pieces in them. They are overused. So I'm trying to do my best with whatever I have left. And because I'm working out so much, it's kind of difficult because I'm juggling with what I can do and what my body let me do. I'm always seeing a therapist that try to make things better. I have shot on my knees with stuff that helps. And sometimes it's all fine and I can squat, I can do a lot of crazy stuff, and sometimes just folding it's impossible, and right now it's impossible. Right now it's difficult, so I'm not happy. I'm not a happy athlete right now, and I'm definitely not happy with my knee. So what we are going to do, I'm going to draw my leaves in here, and I'm going to use this drawing on Substance Painter to create the illusion of having a metal strand. Because I want I have another picture that it's like close up. This is like bigger and also kind of separate. I will draw them separately. So I'm going to draw the first one. Like this. I need to create a separate one. That will be, I think I'm just going to go straight because I can always give them some curve in the mesh after. So I'm just creating two, I think I need more space. Just creating two different ones. I'm showing a different layer because after that I will be able to save them separately. So here I will also add a new layer that will just be my guide, because basically what I want is like something that goes kind of like this. Oh, that was better. So we don't care about the drawing of that one because it's not really, it's just a guide for what I'm going to add after. So I think we need something a bit larger at the bottom. I also need that one to be a bit more on the left. So I think I need something a bit larger in here, So it's just so we don't have all the same all together. I'm just making two so we can have a variation of it. And on my second layer, I will bring back the white, and I will take something a bit smaller, and then I just add my I think it's not really and here we draw our metal strands, and you can see that if I remove this, I have you told me last time how we say the stem separately. There we go. Maybe we can have a bit longer in here. There we go. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking and drawing at the same time. Is it how it ends? No, they kind of ending the stem in here. I am amazed you don't have to rotate the canvas. I have to all the time. There is one direction I'm more comfortable with. Like for example, I can't really draw like this. So this is kind of easy for me. But if I was, this is too close. If I was doing some stuff like on the other one, I would probably rotate it. Also the fact that it's kind of handcrafted, it's kind of make it easy because I don't have to be super precise. It just look good like this. That's fine. There we go. So I don't need this for now, and I don't need this either. So basically I have my 2 leaves. I'm going to save my PSD. And I'm going to save separately the stem in PNG and the leaves. Okay. Now, we are going to create 2 models in Blender that will just serve us to create the texture, not to create the object. So basically, I just need to import what I just made with a background image. So I could import both, but I probably just need that one because I need the exterior. And I'm going to add a plane. And I'm just kind of like any plant I will do, I will just create the shape of the mesh I'm going to use. So here I probably needs to be tighter, and then I'm just following my shape. So if I don't want to spend too much time, I can do it like roughly, and then I can come back to it. So basically where I put this is where I will want to add some curve to make it like curvy at the end. So approximately like this, and I will also add one in the middle, so I can probably curve it like a V, like this. So this will follow the inner of our shape, and probably if I had the stem, it would follow the stem. And this will follow the shape. You have to be careful not to go outside the exterior, because in the Sims, when something goes outside, you have to imagine that this is the beginning of his. So if it goes like this, actually it will go for this. So if there is nothing, then that's fine. But if you have like any other thing in this, you might have in your mesh something that will be here. So you have to be careful not going out of the shape. here, for example, we have this that is very close, so we have to be careful that they don't are too close. Then I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to just move my point around to fit that one. And just to make sure when I'm finished with this, I'm going to import as well my stem to be sure that everything is in place. I could have exported a version with like both of them, so I could create this without having to change them. But that's kind of the same anyway. All right. So here we took care about this not crossing. So now I'm going to import the stem just to make sure that it's actually following them. So yeah, we did pretty good, I think. Maybe that one is not really. There we go. Now I'm selecting everything. I will go in snap to, no, T, unwrap. And more, even better, project from view, because it keeps the proportion. And now I'm going to put my leaves, and I'm going to place the texture I just made over so it corresponds to what I made. So this is the more precise area. You can always change this. It will slightly stretch the results, but if it's like micro pixel, it's fine. So for example, here everything is inside, but not here. So here I can cheat a little and put it inside of it. There we go. And there we go. I think here we are a little short, and here too. Et voilà. Now I'm going to save this. I definitely need a channel reward for that. And I'm going to export this, even it's a bit too big. In no, export OBJ, selection only, don't write material leaves. So I'm importing this in Substance Painter. New one. So I'm going to leave it to 2K, but because we are making a new texture, having in it 4K if your computer allows it, could be probably best, but my computer can handle it, but not on stream. On stream it's too much demanding. Here we have a few steps to do before being able to customize our texture. First, we need to change the lighting to something else. So I'm going to use the one I'm always using, the Studio White Soft, especially with the one I'm doing. It will have a better reflect, but if you're doing Maxis Map, I really recommend something like more even, kind of like that. I will show you the difference after. Then I need to click in here, in the shader setting, and change this, which is by default metal rough, to something that is called PBR metal rough with alpha blending. This is super important because this is how you will add transparency in Substance Painter. So you click in here, and then when you go back on the first one, in the channels, you will have the possibility to add an opacity channel. That means that when you create a fill layer, for example, and you select only the opacity, you can have your item being completely transparent. So I'm going to create a new fill layer. I'm going to add a mask, and to this mask I'm going to add a fill layer. And here I'm going to import the two alpha I made and choose them as alpha and import them in my session. And you will see, congrats for your work. I would never have the patience to do this. Thank you. I love it. I'm having so much fun. When I put it here in my fill, you can see that it will mask according to what we draw. So I can create two of them, one for the stem and one for the leaves. Now that's fun and all, but this is all white. This is not really what we want. We want it to be metal, we want it to be gold. So I will put the metallic to up and the roughness to this. I don't need normal, and I will need height, but I will do it in a separate one. I will show you why. And I need opacity, but on 1 to be sure that it actually shows. And the color should be something golden, kind of like this. But right now, it's all flat. So actually, I'm going to copy that one and duplicate and copy that one. Failed. Hi, Jessica Sims Game, welcome in. So here we can see that we have a reflection, but we're missing some volume. So we could add the height right away. For example, I could add a height layer in here, and I could add some volume, but you can see that it will use the one we draw, and because the shape is so hard, so sharp, it will create an emboss that is very flat. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm not going to keep the color and metal and rough. I'm only going to keep only the height. And while I will put the height very high, I will actually add a blur that will blur my lines, and that will, you will see, make a better use of my volume. And now it looks much more convincing. Much more. And you don't have to worry about, hi Jessica, you don't have to worry about things being outside, because when we will export it, we are going to create a DDS file using the file we created as alpha layer. So everything that is outside the white will be black anyway, will be transparent. So basically we are going to repeat this for both. So I'm duplicating it, but instead of the leaves, I'm going to put the stem. And now we have both things. And the nice thing is that because we made them separated, it actually creates a kind of a conflict in here, but it does look nice. It does look like it's on purpose, and it does look like the little what's the word? What reference to the rescue? Weld, soldered joint, nuts. Yes, nuts. So it kind of looked like a welding nuts. If you want, you could also add a paint layer, and with like a small size, you can also like add your own wherever you want. But I think for me that's enough. So that's the result I want. I have a really nice reflection. I also told you that depending on the style you aiming, you can change the lighting differently. So for example, if I was doing something more maxi smudge, I would probably go for something more contrasted, and maybe even less contrasted than that. If I wanted to avoid a knot like this, I could basically export an image that has both of them already all together, and just use one of them, like using that image, and then you wouldn't have the knot, and you could even like don't have the knot by default and draw there by hand. Oui, je suis française, oui. Ça se voit pas, j'ai pas un accent de fou. I admire you. How do you think all of this? How do you know all of this? I think I just know it little by little. Every time I'm trying to say to do something, I'm just trying it. For this one, I kind of rehearsed because I was not sure that would go well, and I kind of tired of like failing during my streams, so I tried it before and I was happy with the results, so I decided to go ahead. Je trouve que tu parles bien anglais, merci beaucoup. So there we go. So I'm happy with this. I'm probably going to keep my this version that looks really realistic. So I'm going to export it as 2D view, and I'm going to change the path to something in here. All right, 2D view, default, okay, export. I'm also going to export the normal map with while we create the illusion really well in game. So I'm going to keep the normal OpenGL, and I don't need the rest. Export. And now we are coming back to Blender, where now we are going to shape the lamp with what we just created. Basically, we made the invisible texture. So right now you can see that we have some stuff going around that kind of leaked from our texture. We can see that this is awesome. This is exactly what we want. But we are going to create a DDS file with our opacity mask. So by default it is transparent, but I'm going to put a background, sorry, kind of like this, and merging everything and flatten the image. You have to do this in Photoshop when exporting in DDS, because if you don't do it, the alpha channel might not get saved. Then you are copying actually not only the leaves, both leaves and stem. And in my I'm going to create an alpha channel and Control-Shift-V to paste in place. And you can see that it will create a perfect mask around what we just created on Substance Painter. So here I'm going to scale on 124 and save as DDS, which is perfect for what we are going to achieve. And now you can see that my DDS one is I can't open DDS one, but you can see I don't know if you see if it's big enough, that this one is much more clean than that one. I think now I get why you prefer to mesh rather than use alpha transparency. You don't have to add the illusion of depth to your object. I must say, really good for being a plane. It looks really good for being a plane. Yes, that's what I said. Alpha creators that use really high polygons is actually super easy. Some people says, oh, you are so talented because your item has a lot of details. Let me show you the bed that I did, the crib. So this is my final version. Basically, it's like really simple. It has 6,000 polygons. So it's a little bit high, but not that much. If we count that, it's like 4 tiles, so that's fine. But I made a very high poly one. So that one is 20,000. And with that one, I baked all the normals to be able to have all the detail of the wicker in the final results. So at the end of it, let me show you the results. Why it doesn't appear? Anyway, oh, it's not the right one. That's why. There you go. So basically, it looks the same, but all the detail from the really high polygons, I transform them in the small, in the low polygon, and that's how Maxis Match Creators does. So the best one is for me, my point of view is like being in between, keeping some details and some that you don't really need. Like for example, you feel like there is some, but when you look at the solid one, there's none. It's actually on the high poly one. And there is a lot of details in here that it's not in here, but when you put a texture, it does look that there is some. So that's how you actually save people computer and save your loading time and save space for more CC. I did the same with the mirror. So this is the mirror that came in the game. So it's like 1,700, which is very low. And then you have the very high one. So this one is like 7,000. So high polygons are beautiful, but a lot of players don't have PC. I love to handle many types of them, yes. So usually it's easier to actually be able to mesh everything. And you know, when you open Marvelous Designer and you put a blanket and you have so many wrinkles, it looks so realistic, it's very beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's 50,000 polygons, so just for a blanket. So your choice, but just saying. Now that we have our new leaves, I can open and import my new leaves. Because we meshed it in here, it's already in place, so I don't have to touch the UV anymore. Now I'm going to use this to recreate my lamp. Before I'm doing this, I'm going to remove the background. I'm first going to create the base, so let me put instead in the background the image reference, like this, for example. There. So the base is very simple. We're going to add cylinder. In here. And then we have a small base, and then that go in the middle. Then we have something even more shorter, like this. Maybe this is, damn it. This is a bit larger. We are going to make everything round after that. I usually do it at the end of it because I will need a lot of more polygons to have all my palm trees. So if I have some polygon left, then I can add more details in the stand of the lamp. And if I'm limited, I actually rather remove some details in here and have more fluffiness. I don't know if it's the word, but I love the word fluffiness, so I'm always using the fluffiness word. So here, I put 16 cylinder polygons because I like when it's actually smooth, but we don't need 16 for what's come next. Thank you for the follow, Lolibet, and welcome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that face and add a new cylinder, but this time I'm going to use 8. Because at the end of the day, when everything is smooth, you don't see the difference between an 8 and a 16. You do in a 16 because you do in profile, but not really. So the more thin it would be, the less polygon you need. So I'm going to imagine that this is like 2 times something. So let's go that way, and you can see that it's a little bit bending, so I'm going to add maybe 2 or 3 ring, and with the proportional editing I'm going to curve it a little. Alright, then we can see we have 1 more cylinder, 2 more cylinder on the side. So I need to remove now the proportional editing. So that will be the end. And then hi Crazy Cat Lady. The 2 ones in the side, which will be probably smaller at the base, and then we can put the bulb. go. Why is it squid? What did I do? What is it squid? Okay, that's not what I want. Yeah, much better. Okay, and since we're happy with that, we're just going to select everything, Control D, Control MX to mirror on X, then flip direction, and we have the opposite one. So I'm not really happy with that because how much is it? Just with the food, we are already at 700, which is a lot. That doesn't really left me a lot of space for what's coming next, so I might have to come back to it and maybe lower it a bit. I think I'm also thinking that this is not big enough, so I'm going to remove that one before because instead of editing twice, I'm just going to edit once. So I think this needs to be bigger. Bigger, much bigger. Yeah, more likely. Maybe this. All right, so that's more like it. This now I can bring back and flip direction, and there we go. And now it's the fun part. Also, I don't need that because we won't be able to see it, so I can just remove it. And now the fun part is making the plant. So we could try already to count approximately how much there is. Where is it? So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say approximately 12. So just to see how much our item will be, I'm going to duplicate 12 just to see how much is it. Oh, actually that's more than fine. Okay, we have more than usual. So just in case, I'm going to keep one free, and basically I'm going to put the beginning of the stem inside of it, and then I'm going to curve it. More likely I'm going to curve it and then position it. So I need to be careful not to deform it too much. So if I want to be sure what I'm doing and I want to have a preview of what the texture will look like, I can always go in Cycle Render, create a new texture, and link to the one we made. So when I go in material mode, I can see how much I'm going to deform it. So let's start with the first one. So the first thing is we obviously want to curve it like this, and then we want to curve it in the middle. So let's curve it first like this. I'm going to select with Alt right click the middle of it, and I'm going to use the connected in proportional editing, meaning that it will proportionally edit whatever I have around the selection, but only on this item and not the one next to it. For example, if I choose just connected and I'm moving it, I'm just moving that one. But if I wanted to move like everything around, I could use the enable, and then I would edit everything that is close to it, but I want connected. Here I can go in the side view to be sure that what I'm doing is like what I want, because sometimes the 3D view can be a bit tricky, and the shape of editing is quite important. Hi Ski Hikers, thank you for the follow. So because we want something very round, I will go for something like the sphere. And now I can move more like I want. And I can also select the end, and with the rotate I can put the leaves more like it. Then we can see that the end of the leaves on each side are a bit lower than the middle of the stem. So I can rather select this and put it higher, or I could select both sides and put it lower. So I'm going to select the middle one. This one I'm going to bring back my sharp one, and I will subtly putting it up. Then I'm going to do it again for the second one. Maybe this time I can go a bit lower so it doesn't have the same curve. And you can also play with the diameter of your proportional edition. So if we see the reference, it doesn't curve that much, so probably we can use the more curved at the bottom, but the one at the top are like barely curved. So I made two so they don't look all the same. So here's the middle. As you remember, I moved it so it was not completely straight. So I'm basically first placing it on top, so I'm pretty sure it's on the right way, and then I'm going to put it on my Z value. So basically at the good height. So here I can see that I can probably make them more curvy, but before that I'm going to duplicate them so I don't have to redo it all over again. Oops. There we go. And I'm also going to reuse them. And another thing we can do is also change the size, but because all the leaves kind of look like the same size, if you do this, you can try to do it like very subtly. And the other things that always work is obviously flapping it on X. I won't do it because I'm not sure. Maybe I could do it. The thing with the texture I bake is like maybe I will actually change from maybe I will change my mind. The texture I bake has a very oriented light. You can see like on the right it's very lighted and on the left it's not. Instead, if I was using that one, I would have a very neutral light. So actually I probably use and try both. I'm going to call it contrasted, and I'm going to try both. Because right now I'm thinking that maybe it's will not look good because we will have some leaves that will have the light coming from the left and some leaves that will have light from the right. Whereas if I was doing this, it would probably look better. Yep. Right, so I will need to redo this then. And I'm going to call it contrasted. I'm actually going to save both and I'm going to add both to the item so we can compare which one is best in game. So I can try to use Ctrl M X, which actually will flip it on the mirror, so it will look like it's different while it's not. And that one, and I can rotate it even more, and I can even rotate it the other way, that one. Like this, and then that one. I can usually first center it and then like this. So this one I'm more likely going to put it above it. There. Bring back material. All right, then we are going to add more layer. So this one I can pivot, rotate more. Like this. This one I'm going to put it elsewhere, so it's not too close to the one that it's exactly the same. I'm also going to flip it. And basically right now it's just arranging the leaves around, so it doesn't touch each other, and kind of feel organic, kind of feel like it was, you know, real. We don't want it to look too flat. So we can probably already put the leaves quite up, and that one is probably not up enough. Did you save in between? Not that you lose all the progress. No, I never save. Blender is quite safe because it has some autosave option, but yeah, I should definitely not rely on it because we never know. Thank you. Bonsoir Syboulette. Bonsoir Bobsleigh. There we go. So here I'm trying to lose kind of the points of where all starts. okay. I also lose count to which one is which one, which is good because it means it doesn't look too much the same. So if I'm lost, I can always check on my UV map. Like this one is the left, this one is the right. So if I use that one, it's probably a good idea. Yeah, probably put it in the middle in here. Let's see what it looked like. We are close. So how much do we have? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 left. We're probably not going to need them after all. So 1, 2, RZ to rotate them, Control X to flip them. Actually, I'm going to put my cursor to the center of my lamp and change this to 3D cursor. So now when I'm going to edit this, it will pivot around, so it's easier. Like this. Maybe this one I can make it a bit narrower, like this, and pivot. I don't know if you say pivot or rotate. I never know which one to use. And the last one. No, that's a fail. No, nope. I think I'd rather take something that was flatter from the beginning. There we go. So here I kind of deformed it quite a lot, so you can see that doesn't look really well. So I can always try to, without the professional editing, to replace my shape so it doesn't look too distorted. Because right now it's very much distorted. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I think we have one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, one left. This one is the left one, so I will try to duplicate a red one. Yes, that one, for example. Here. to flip it. And that will be our last one. And actually, I'm just going to stretch only the bottom one. Because that looks probably best. There we go. Now, we have two last steps to do. The first is like unwrapping the base. We also need to put the vertex color, because lamp has vertex painting to indicate the game which one is supposed to be lighted and which one is not. So first, I am very pleased to see that I have some polygon left, so I can add more detail on here. So I'm going to put this at the end, but for example, I can probably put a lot of people in here, and I really like when I can add more people in my item. There. This will be so much more pretty. More pretty, and I can also try, oops, I can also try, what do I have both? To bridge those two. Let me know how it goes. Bridge, no, it's loop tool. Bridge. Ah, damn it. So now I have it all attached. There we go. Looks much more like it. Oh, actually, it was separated. Maybe that was a good idea to actually have it separated. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Yes. So I think that should be not you. I said. This should be, damn it, bigger. No, still not. How many do I have? There, bigger, yes. Then straight, then closed. All right, and then these go in it. That will look kind of like my references. I also think this is a bit brutal. So that's probably better like this. All right. Yes, I never know when to finish. I kind of I'm a perfectionist, and when I'm close to finish it, it's like I always find new stuff to fix. I said I wanted it to be transparent, but actually I think I'm just going to put it white, like kind of the glossy white bubble light. It will look better, and it will also like for real, because when we apply some vertex painting, we don't apply it on the alpha channel. So just in case, I'm going to put it. But so now I need to separate the leaves, because this is a different mesh cut. So I'm selecting all my leaves, hit P selection, and this one will be the one. and this one will be the 0, because remember, because we edited our package, it doesn't have any drop shadows, so the font is the first one, so the 0 one, let's say. Now I'm going to unwrap this, so I'm going to put Maxims in here, and I'm going to select top and bottom in here. I usually don't choose on purpose where the seam line is expected, because when you have something round like this, the seams line can be spotted, especially if you're like close. So I obviously don't put it in front, but I also usually don't put it in the back because people expect it to be in the back. So I'm just putting it usually not in the back. In here, Maxims, and in here I'm going to put it below. And I'm going to separate the light bulb from, because it just be easier to texture. Unwrap, and that's pretty easy. We have all that space just for this. So I can probably use my snap to axis and make this super big. I can probably use on that one as well. That will be useful because I can try to reproduce the little effect there is on this. I can also make the feet big. And anything else doesn't have to be that big because it will be kind of small and hidden, but we have space, so why not? Don't forget the margin. We still have space, so since we have more space, I can make them even bigger, probably like this. Okay, now, so this is supposed to be 0, and this is supposed to be 1. And I also need to do the vertex paint. So for this, I go in edit mode and vertex paint, and by default, everything is white, which is not what we want because white is what will be lighted. So the bulb will actually stay white, but I'm going to inverse my selection by hitting Ctrl E, and here I will go back to my vertex paint and I will choose not black because then your item will look like kind of darken in game, but I will choose a very dark gray, so something around 0.22 for example. I will hit this, the little cube with the checkered face, and that basically allows you to paint only what you have selected. That's why I came back to the edit mode before to select only the stand. And then I will hit Shift K, and that will fill with the color I have. If you are super perfectionist, you can always paint manually and put like a gradient around, but that's not really useful. But I don't want this to be white. This is supposed to be dark. So I could always try to, you know, put this lighter, but it's really small detail. No one will zoom out to see that kind of detail. So it's really up to you, but not really useful. Right. Usually the alpha map doesn't take vertex paints in consideration, but just in case, I'm going to put in black, in dark gray. Yeah. Save. And now I can import it. So you can see the results. And I must remember that tip. White is light and black is darkness. Whenever I make like I end up making a mess, I always forgot that step. And then I go in game and like, why is it so bright? Oh, so it happens. I can already, no, that was the other one. I can already replace this. So you can see it works really well. And now we are going to make the texture for the foot. Another thing we are going to do before launching the game is changing the shader into double-sided, so we can see above it when we look at it. But that's something for after. Before that, I'm going to select the foot, object mode please, of my lamp. I'm going to save and export in OBJ. Select only not writing material, and I'm going to import it. I'm going to save this just in case. Okay, and I'm going to create a new one. Select my lamp, all right, and select Bake Mesh Maps with 2K. Then changing the light to whatever light you like, and I will create two materials. The first one will be the gold one, and the second one will be for the bulb light. So I'm going to do something very white with a lot of roughness for my bulb light. And using mask, I'm applying my color to my mesh, like this. And then I'm going to use a gold one. So here you can either make it yourself or you can use smart materials. Usually there's one that I like really much. It's the bronze armor, but I need to edit it to be perfect, because right now it looks a little too alpha to me. So what I'm doing is like removing basically all the details that make it super sharp. So basically I'm keeping only the base metal, where they added a special material only on the roughness, so it doesn't look too rough like this. And I'm changing the color of the, which is too orange to me, so I like something like this. And I usually lower the roughness because I think it takes too much light, and same with the metal. So now it looks a little less like this. Last thing we could do is add some texture on the trunk, kind of. We can see that it has some little stripes on it. So this is something we can add. So if I add a fill layer with black mask, and I'm going to try to find a texture that has something that could resemble this. So maybe if I put triangles like this, for example, let's try it. This is very experimenting. So you just find something that once repeated will look like what we are trying to achieve. So basically we can use the texture in here to help us. So for example, I can put it in here, so I can see what it looks like in real life, in real time. kind of like this. And once I'm happy with the results, then I'm going to first use another paint layer so I can remove where I don't want it. So for example, I don't want it here. No, it's the opposite, it's the black one. I don't want it here. I don't want it in here. I don't want it anywhere else than in here, basically. And also not on top. So just in here. Right. Now I'm going to remove the color. I'm going to add some height. Actually. So more like this. And I could do with something more thin. No, more thin. Yes, like this. Maybe smaller. So maybe I will add a third row. Maybe that looks, I don't know. Maybe I should shoot that one. Yes. Yeah. All right. And I think that's it. So once I'm happy with it, I'm going to save. So this will be the lamp. I'm going to export the 2D view in my folder. Okay, and I'm going to export so with the no alpha, OpenGL and roughness. Okay. Now I'm going to edit all those textures in Photoshop. So first we have the lamp. I'm not really sure about that. I don't really like it. It's probably way too bright. It's probably this huge spot in here, but we see. Maybe I will go back to this. For the roughness, I invert it. I'm choosing a blue for the subtle reflection, putting in mode RGB, adding a new layer, multiply. This is something I do a lot, and I made a tutorial especially about those steps on my YouTube channel. It's called Specular Map and Normal Map, where I explain everything in detail. So if you're not following those steps, you can always watch those tutorials that explain much more slowly all the steps. Substance Painter, ça donne vraiment envie, tout a l'air simple. Alors ça prend un peu de temps à maîtriser au début, parce que du coup il y a plein d'options, il n'y a rien expliqué, enfin, c'est un peu le bordel. Mais une fois que tu maîtrises un petit peu, enfin même moi je n'ai pas l'impression de maîtriser à fond, mais quand tu commences à un peu comprendre le truc, c'est vraiment cool. Ça vraiment permet des trucs... There, 1024. No, save. So that will be the roughness in DDS. I made a shortcut with this. This might be a little too sharp. So I could actually change it in here. So I'm just going to lower a little bit the height. It's a bit too sharp to my taste. If I want to see the result in real time, I can always go to normal plus height plus mesh. And here I can see the result. So if you used to how it looks, how it's supposed to look, then you can adjust it here. So I just want the normal. So here I made a shortcut that will make my normal map right away. Okay, I need to do the same for where is it? I thought we exported. Oh, I probably override it. So that was a good thing that we saved before. So reopening my leaves, I think I overrided my normal map because it's the same name. When I don't change it, it's like default material, so it probably override it. So I just want the normal. Okay, that's also a bit too much. Okay, now we are going to replace everything in our package. So the first texture is the PNG we just baked, like here. The name is already fine. We also need to, I will do the medium one tomorrow out of screen, out of stream, because it's not really interesting. But basically what I will do is I will remove some rings in here. I probably keep all the details in here because I don't want it to change too much. So because I used a lot of polygon in here, I probably use most of it in here. Maybe I will remove the one in the middle in here. Yeah. What I can do right now is like merging those two and rename in 0, so that will make my shadow load. That's quite important to do even when testing, because it will change the look of your item and it kind of like make it see through. It will also change the look of the thumbnail. One thing we need to change is we cloned a surface lamp and we now have a floor lamp. So in the object catalog, we need to change the slope decal size to 0, because if not, you will be able to place this lamp on tables, and that's not what we want. We next need to replace all the normal and specular map. So I think the first one is probably the lamp. So that will be that one and that specular. And the second one is the leaves, and as a specular I'm going to make my blue specular blank. And last detail is the double-sided. So this is also the part where you will be able to edit the transparency of your item. So that's for you, Maxis Map CC World. That's the same place where we went before. That's the place where I'm explaining something and I say, you will need to edit the shader. That's the place. So to go there, and you will have to go there for both high load and medium load. So as a reminder, the medium and high are the one checkered. The one that are gray are the shadow load. You don't need to edit anything for them. But both checkered are medium and high load. The one that finishes with 0 is the load 0, so the high load. The one finishing with 1 is the medium load. So let's start first with the high load. You go in data, meshes, edit item. Here you have two mesh cuts. The first one is the font, which is the solid one, and the font alpha is the one we use for transparency. So that's the one we want to edit. Then we go on the fourth edit item from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I always say the 4 button so you can't make mistakes, because it's actually resource entries, but there is another resource entries somewhere else. So you can mistake them. So just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the one. Here you have the list of all your swatches. So this is something you need to do before adding swatches, or you will have to edit individually each swatches. And each swatches have actually 2 entries because there is the default one and the burnt one. So definitely this is something you want to do before adding any more swatches. Actually, I advise to test your item before adding all the swatches at the end, whatever. So usually here, you should have only the 2 default one and the set one, which will be your swatch. The default one you never change. This is basically the base game one. Even if you change it, don't worry, it won't override anything. I don't know what they are for exactly, but that's fine. You don't need to change them. You do need to edit do's, and because it's because we made the package with TSL workshop, it created kind of a lot of swatches. I never understand why. So you just need to find the one that is actually ours. And I'm actually wondering if we could create our own. But let's not start. So if you want to be sure which one is which one, just take the diffuse map and remember the instance name. So this one is like 63. So if we go back and let's assume it's that one, it's 63, so that's the right one. Here we have 2 things we want to change. We want double-sided, which means that we are able to see from the other side. And we want the alpha mass threshold, which is how much, how to explain this? It's, I don't know what is the maximum value. I think we can kind of consider that 300, around 300 is the maximum value. Basically, when you have a black and white image like this, we see black and white. But in reality, if we go really, really, really close, you can see in here that there are some gray, like really, really close. So the alpha mass threshold is how much from white to gray the game will let through. So the lower the number, so if you put 10, for example, I don't know which I always forgot which way around is it. So it's either both way. So let's say a small number will not let through a lot. So everything that is not full white won't go through. And if you put something, usually I put 90. 90 is probably the best balance between gray and white. But depending on the plant you're making, I remember when I made some palm trees, which has very, very thin stuff, so it was kind of very blurry. I had to change those numbers. So I don't remember, but I think I went to something more around 128. So I allowed more texture to show. And that's also the reason why making DDS, it's important because if you do a PNG, let's open a normal PNG. So if I open my PNG and it's not my PNG. If I open my PNG, now I have transparency. But then if I go above the limits of the black and white opacity mask, it will have nothing to replace it. So it will just stay crispy. But in my DDS one, because I used a background, if we go above the limit of my mask, it will actually use the color we choose. So it will make the texture look better. One question, Sim. I tried to add object tuning to the Syboulette set. So all the other elevator could become portals, but something must have went wrong. Any ideas? Yes, that you can't do that first because the tuning is not ours, it's Ravashing, so it's something you should ask before doing. And also, just changing tuning is usually not enough. You need to also change the rigs, the slot, and the footprint. But ask Ravashing, because it's not our code too. Or if it's just for you, then it's fine. But there. So if you would pick the gray with the color picker, it should give you the right value. In theory, that's Ravashing. Actually, that's Ravashing theory. I never completely tried it, but I guess it would. If we consider maybe it's the RVB value, the number we put, maybe, could be. No, it's not. It's the opposite. I don't know. We try with 90. So I need to do two things. I need to put the alpha mass threshold to 90. I also need to add a double-sided. So if it's not by default, I need to add it. But because I don't remember, because I have a small head, I'm going to open something that has one and copy it. So for example, I use it in my cat bed because I use, you can see that I use only a plane in here, so I had to make it double-sided so we could see the fabric on the other side. So just to be sure, I'm going to see double-sided this is what's important when you create something that it's not already there, is that you need to put the type code and the value. So here, it's back to my item. I'm going to add here on the field, I'm going to type double-sided in here. We said it was int, so that's fine, and value is 1. So 0 is not double-sided, 1 is double-sided. Save. This is weird. Care about the buttons. I'm only going to edit that one. Save, and also need to do it in the medium one. So Fong Alpha 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably the one. Adding double-sided and 1. And moving alpha mask threshold to 90. Let's double check because you never know. I'm going to try that, and if it doesn't work, because it could, we might need also to add alpha blending. But I think that should be enough. I'm really hoping it will work, because I'm tired of failing doing my stream and having to troubleshoot doing my stream, because it's not the fun, the more fun steps. I'm going to double check again, because I'm not sure it's saved well. 90 double-sided. Okay, save, and we are going to try our item in game. Can't wait for the new pack. It's in 10 days. It's too long. I also want to find something. I initially wanted to do something very flowery. Boy, we go into the third hour. So yeah, I'm getting tired. When I started streaming, my first streams were like 5 hours, I think. I had no idea how long it would take me to actually make an item from start to finish while on stream, because I kind of underestimated the time to explain everything, and it's even it even takes more time now, because when we start, I'm actually chatting with you guys, and so that's also what makes the place more nice, but definitely it takes more time now. So now I'm trying to choose easier item to start. I think like one of my first streams, I made like a very old elevator, like industrial elevator, and it took me like 5, and we didn't even finish it, I think. Not sure, but yeah, that was definitely too long. I couldn't what you do. I thought I couldn't as well. I'm very, very, very introvert and very shy. I'm definitely not social, so that was not something I thought I was able to do. No, I fell asleep. I'm going to be watching the stream again. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Steve, for the great stream. Thank you so much, Mr. Oken, for being here, for all the subs, and for supporting me. You're the best. Good night. Depuis combien de temps tu fais des CC? Depuis le premier confinement. Donc, depuis mars 2000... c'était quoi? C'était 2020? Hi, what is it? Feral Popoki. Thank you and welcome in. It's slow. I don't even have that much CT. I don't know how people... I read the other day that someone had like 300 gigabytes of CC. I can't even imagine how long it must be to load. I need to clean my tray file, because the tray file is one of the reason it's slow. I get more sensitive to the temperature when I'm tired. Do you have that as well? Do you mean like you more cold? Hi Enriquez, thank you for the follow and welcome. Because I think I am. Not really. I do have art education. I was an art director before, and okay, so Coraline. Here's my lamp. Guys, I'm so happy. Finally, I have something that works on my first try. Yay! I think I should make a reward with like something to celebrate. I don't know how to do it. I think I need to watch a tutorial because I've seen some sorry, I'm so happy. I'm kind of choking myself. Sorry. I saw in some streams that when you do something on the chat, it like sends some animation on the streams. So I think I need to make like a comment to so we can send some confetti when I'm succeeding something, and maybe like some like rotten potato when I fail. Just wanted to say hi. I love you, Cici, so much. I'm sure I have like every pack from TSR and Patroom in your game. Thank you so much. I do read the chat, Charis, on YouTube. It's just that the YouTube is like very crappy, and I have a huge delay between what you're writing and when I'm reading it. I think there's like 20 seconds between where you actually post your question and when I'm reading it. So if you're able to, I really recommend coming to Twitch because it's like more fast and more interactive. So there we go. I'm just going to remove ravishing lamp so we can try the light. So this is what I was expecting, which is I exported the light from that one, which is a bit displaced. So I will probably need to find another lamp. I will need to find a lamp that has a light more central. But we can see that the light bulbs are bright. We can see that it's double-sided, which means that even if I below it, I can see the cocktail light. I think it's the one I was hesitating with. No. Hi Lucky Luna, thank you for the follow. Cocktail light. I think any lamp would do, like even that one would probably do. I just wanted, I was just lazy and I didn't want to recreate a new one. I was just looking in the one I actually made, but you can see that I haven't made that much lamp. Like this one is deported as well. This one is like very much deported. It's like very oriented. This one is deported as well. So I have very few lights that is actually the shape of the one I just made. Which one is the cocktail light? That's cool. Okay, so I'm probably going to use this one. I'm going to duplicate it, export the light resources, and that's it. So I'm super happy with how it looks because it doesn't even look too crispy. Let me show you what I mean by crispy. I'll bring back ravishing lighting system, which is awesome. I think the cocktail light is the same. Oh, it's locked. That's probably a reward on something. I could probably unlock it, but I think it's a bit too strong. Yeah, I wanted to show you what it can do. So for example, when I make this shelf, I included some dry bouquet in it, and you can see how if we are very close, then that's fine, but the more we go far, the more crispy it gets around, and then it doesn't look that good when we are very far away. This one is actually quite okay. I think the worst is like when I try to make palm trees. This one are super difficult to do. I think that's the one. So you can see that those one are really struggled. I made like 100 back and forth between my game and Sys4 Studio before finding the right value that actually show the things nicely. So you can also see that I have different value for each LODs, which mean when I'm very far, I allow a lot more, so probably my number is like really high, so it looks more green, but at least I don't have a lot of pixels. And when we're changing LOD, then I make it more crispy. So those palm trees don't look like anything, but they were a lot of work. And I also did the same with this one, the one from my karaoke set, which is still in early access. Because when we are very close, it's very nice and we have a lot of details, but the more far we get, and I didn't want to lose the details. So plants are also really hard for that. I think it's even more obvious with that one because we have the spiky things in here. So I'm super happy with the palm tree. Yeah, I still believe it's completely mad to have this in a child's room, but yeah, you can see that we have kind of the fill of volume without having volume, and the lamp is super low poly, and it doesn't have to be meshed. That was the lesson for today. I hope I answered all your questions, especially you, Maxis Words. I hope it was what you were expecting. I'm super happy that I have been able to do it on my first try. I'm super proud. Finally a stream that goes how it's supposed to go. And that will be all for today. It's 1 a.m. 30, so I will go to bed, my well-deserved sleep, and I will try to finish. This is, you know, the best part when I'm doing sets. It's like I have a list of everything I intend to do, and the thing I like the most is checking them. No, actually I checked the wrong one, but that's fine. Get some good sleep. I can't wait for this set. Me too. Can't wait to finish it. Imagine me putting computer over you. Yay! I really need to look this over, like on the stream, where you could like put like punctuation confetti, and then I have confetti all over the streams. I will look for something like this. I will have to rewatch the stream. My Wi-Fi is acting up. Then my laptop froze. Oh yeah, that's annoying when it does that. Yeah, feel free. I'm reposting everything on my YouTube channel. Actually helps because I am now partner with YouTube, so I have no revenue from my YouTube views, so that's helping. I am completely drowned with money. I think last month they paid me $3, so that's huge life change. I'm probably going to like build a swimming pool in my garden with my $3. Thank you for the stream, and yes, get some sleep. You deserve it. The lamp looks amazing. Thank you. Can't wait for it to be released. Thank you for the amazing stream. You're very welcome. And see you next week, guys. And have a good night and have a good day wherever you are. I'm also reposting all my socials. I always forgot my comment, but yes, that's my website. And don't forget my Discord if you have any question and you need help on your CC. Good night.